Peace. This is Waz for Waz Words Media. Back at y'all for another round. And fight fans, we all woke up to some major breaking news today as Shakur Stevenson took to social media to announce his retirement from the sport of boxing. This news caught us all off guard, and in his official statement, Shakur Stevenson states that he will still be in the gym, he'll still be perfecting his craft, he'll even still be leading and teaching the next generation of future world champions in the gym and helping them become great. But as far as like the boxing game itself, he said he's done with the BS. So just to catch you up a little bit on what's going on and some of Shakur's frustration that has surfaced and hit a breaking point to where he retired abruptly, here's some of what happened. See, Shakur Stevenson has been chasing big fights for a long time. The first big fight he landed took him years of calling out Oscar Valdez. Oscar Valdez and Top Rank, for some reason, even though they both were under the same promotional umbrella, fight never happened until like 2-3 years of Shakur Stevenson calling out Valdez. So now that fight happens, Shakur's status elevates. He's now a unified champion. So Shakur doesn't want to stop there. He wants to continue to make these big fights. Once Devin Haney moved up to 140 and officially stated that he will be staying at 140 and relinquished all 4 of his belts, now all 4 of the undisputed titles are up for grabs. Shakur Stevenson, who is fighting at the same weight class as Vasily Lomachenko, and under the same promotional umbrella of Top Rank, he's thinking this is an easy fight to make. The titles are available. Let's fight for a title. So he takes to social media, calls out Lomachenko respectfully. He's like, it'll be an honor to share the ring with a legend like you, so on and so forth. Lomachenko responds by saying, I can't right now because I have unfinished business with Devin Haney. Now, Devin Haney, shortly after, announces that he's going to fight Regis Prograis. At this point, Shakur Stevenson's like, okay, now Devin Haney's not available. He's locked into a fight. So Shakur circles back and calls out Lomachenko once again on social media and says, come on, now that Dev's locked into a fight, let's do this. Lomachenko never responded. He went radio silent. Shakur haven't heard from Lomachenko since. So now you would think they're under the same promotional umbrella. There's 4 titles up for grabs. You would think that this would be an easy fight to make. Instead, Lomachenko's fighting George Kambosos. Shakur Stevenson can't land the Tank Davis fight. And now Shakur's like, okay, you know what? Let's call out a big name, another big name. Now that I can't get Loma or Tank, let's get another big name. So now he calls out Emmanuel Navarrete. Emmanuel Navarrete is a fighter that reminds me a lot of Marcos Maidana. He has these like awkward, unorthodox delivery of punches. He throws his punches in awkward angles, and they come awkwardly, and they come with some pop. He's a very entertaining fighter, and Top Rank and Bob Arum and ESPN Boxing has really been pushing Navarrete. They've been promoting him well, and he's becoming a name in the sport. So Shakur's like, hey, why don't me and Navarrete get it on? So now he calls out Navarrete. At first it was like, well, Navarrete fights at 130. It'll be hard to make that fight at 135 because Navarrete fights at 130. But now there's an announcement that Navarrete is going to make a fight at 135. So now Shakur's like, whoa, what's going on? You got Lomachenko doesn't want to fight. Tank doesn't want to fight. Navarrete, I'm calling him out too. But now they saying, he's in 130, but he moves up to 135 and he's not fighting me. So Shakur hit a breaking point. He said, you know what? I'm done with the politics, man. This is I can't deal with this. I love boxing. This is why he said he'll be still in the gym perfecting his craft. He loves boxing. But he says at this point he's done with the politics. And he doesn't want to deal with the frustration of trying to land these major fights and they don't happen. So now my thoughts on it, I believe that Shakur Stevenson will eventually come back to the ring, because when you're that young and that great and you still have so much to offer, like it's difficult to just sit back and watch others become great right in front of you when you know you should be in that mix and becoming great and celebrating your greatness and showing your greatness to the world. He knows that that's what he wants. That's what he's been trying to do. He's been trying to get the Lomachenko, the Tank fight, the Navarrete fight. They're not happening. So that's where the frustration and the like, you know what, the abrupt, I'm done. But I guarantee you, the key thing I take away from this is that he said he's still going to be in the gym perfecting his craft. So, in other words, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. So he's going to stay ready. He's going to stay trained so that this way, if a big name presents itself at some point, Shakur will come back without hesitation. Because this is just frustration. This is all stemming from his frustration of trying to make a big fight happen and people ducking him left and right. So I don't see him retiring for good. I think he may be taking a break from all of the boxing politics and trying to like maneuver a big fight to happen and being let down time after time. But I guarantee if a big fight or a big enough name presents itself, he will be back. It's just that, he tried to call out Pitbull. Pitbull doesn't want to fight him. He tries to call out all of these names. And nobody, not even like the WBC at their convention, made Pitbull the mandatory for Shakur Stevenson, and Pitbull didn't take the fight. So you can understand why this young brother is very frustrated and upset, but this won't be the last we see of him. He's just going to wait for an opportunity to present itself, and he'll be back in the ring. But for now, we got to respect his words. And, if this is what he's saying, if this is what he's feeling at the moment, we got to respect it. And we got to say, we just got to hope we see him. But I'm confident we will see him in the future, as long as a big fight presents itself. He'll probably be working in the background, trying to get Bob Arum to make a big fight for him. And then I think he's only got one more fight. And then maybe he could go to PBC, and maybe in PBC he'll have better luck landing a big fight. It happened with Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford was looking for the big fight. Didn't happen at Top Rank. Goes to PBC and gets the fight of his career, which was the fight against Errol Spence. And that just put Terrence Crawford in another trajectory where he's just like, right now, we're talking about all-time greats when we're talking about Terrence Crawford, and not just a great fighter of this generation. So hopefully the same happens for Shakur. He gets some luck in his pursuit of a big fight, and we'll be seeing him soon again in the ring. I'm Waz for Waz Words Media. Peace.